Good morning everyone, my name's Olivia here at Peak Physio and I'm going to be taking us through a core series this morning on the mat. So here with me I just have our 2 kilo balls, but if you're doing this from home, anything from a couple of cans of beans or a heavier bottle of water would be appropriate, or you can still complete this without using any resistance at all. So to start off with, we're going to just jump onto our backs. The knees are going to be bent and the heels are in line with the hips here. We're just going to start with some gentle pelvic tilt. So relaxing through the shoulders, through the neck and through the jaw. You're going to scoop the tailbone under as if you're drawing that bowl of water up towards the chin. You're then melting down towards the feet, letting that bowl of water spill between the legs. We're just going to get started here. Just bringing a bit of movement to that lumbo-pelvic junction, getting us nice and warm and ready to go. Two more here. We're then going to bring one hand to the abdomen and one hand to the chest, relaxing again through the shoulders and making sure that the legs are comfortable here. We're going to take a deep inhale and let the hand on the stomach rise. And as we exhale, we're going to let the abdominals melt in towards the mat. So as you keep those cycles of breath going, on that exhale, I want you to just be conscious of those deep abdominals engaging here. So if you were to put 2 fingers just on the inside aspect of the bony point of your hip, on that exhale, you should feel a little taut band rise up against the fingertips. On the inhale, that's all relaxing. On the exhale, we're getting that lift and that co-contraction from the pelvic floor coming up. But if that's too much for you, just focus on that breathing deeply into the abdomen. Let's go for 3 more cycles of breath here. All right, now from here, again, making sure that the heels are in line with the hips. You're going to slightly tuck the tailbone under, generating a small amount of pressure between your lower back and the mat. The hands are going to be relaxed down by the side of you, and we're going to just float one leg up into that tabletop position. Now, when we call this tabletop position, it's essentially the knee stacked directly above the hip and the ankle in line with the knee. Now, from here, we're going to float that back down to the mat and repeat on the alternating side. Now, similarly to when we were using the breath to engage those deep abdominals, that's what I want you to focus on here. So we're keeping the pelvis really nice and stable. We're still relaxing through the upper body and not generating any tension there. We're just getting started with some leg floats. This may look like a really simple exercise, but I can assure you, as we engage through those deep abdominals, you will start to feel that. And if you're still not understanding what I'm referring to when I'm saying engaging those deep abdominals, try and imagine that you're drawing the lower belly away from the waistband of your pants. for 4, for 3, for 2, and last one. We're going to hold up into that tabletop position and bring the other leg up to meet it there. Now here, if this is too much for you, you can go back down onto the mat. However, we want to still ensure that that pelvis is slightly scooped under, knees are stacked over the hips here, and the ankles are in line with the knees. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab onto my 2-kilo ball here. So using that water bottle or those cans, anything you've got at home would be appropriate. I'm going to just stack that directly above my shoulders. Now from here, we're going to take the ball overhead. I want you to really focus on drawing that rib cage in and not letting that sort of flare out. So what that would look like, it's really arching out through the back and overextending. So I want you to make sure that that pelvis stays scooped under. Arms are nice and strong here, belly button melting down towards the mat. Excuse my voice, it's quite early in the morning here. And we're going to take that ball overhead and coming back to center. Beautiful. Now you're probably starting to feel that heat building a little bit in the legs and the deep abdominals. So if you need to rest at any time, just pop those feet back down onto the mat and resume when you can. Excellent, we've got 10 more here. Stick with me. Beautiful, take that weight down to the side and we're going to lower those legs back down. I'm going to get you to take the feet as wide as the mat here. I'm just going to come into a couple of gentle windscreen wipers. So the knees are bent here, the shoulders are staying flat on the mat. And we're just gently taking those legs side to side. So you can see I am letting the buttocks come off the mat on one side, but if you'd like to keep the pelvis and the lower back flat on the mat, you can too. One more on each side here. Fantastic. Now I'm going to be using the weight just to hold in my hands directly above my shoulders here, but you can complete this step without using a weight at all. So we're coming back up into that tabletop position. Now from here, we're going to keep the knee bent at 90 degrees and tap the toe down towards the mat and coming back up to tabletop. So you can see that I'm alternating sides here, staying active through the feet. Excellent. Now again, if this is too much to come back to where we started with both feet on the ground, lifting up into tabletop. One more on each side here. Still staying strong through those lower abdominals. Beautiful. Staying up in tabletop from here, we're going to extend one leg out to 45 degrees and coming back to center. Beautiful job. Stick with me. We've got 10 more. That's 10 in total. Last one. Beautiful. Float those legs back down. Hug the knees into the chest here. Drawing them in. You might want to draw some little circles with the knees rolling through the lower back along the mat. And let's reverse that circle. Beautiful. So we do have one more level left in our tabletop series, and a lot of you might have done this one before with us during class, but it is called a dead bug, which sounds horrible, but we're going to bring the arms up so the hands are directly stacked above the shoulders. We're melting those away from the ears here and relaxing through the jaw and the upper body. We're going to bring those legs back up into tabletop. I know they're probably quite sore now, but you're almost there. From here, we're going to extend opposite arm and leg, just coming out of that 45 degree there with the leg and coming back to center. We're going to alternate sides here, staying nice and strong through those abdominals. So again, as you take that opposite arm overhead, I want to make sure that you're not losing that control there through the deep core and the mat. So if you're arching out, either remove the arms and just focus on the legs, vice versa, or reduce the range that you're working in so you're not taking that hand or that foot too far out. The challenge here is to not let that alternate side move. So you'll have a tendency, just because of the coordination, to want to let that side swing or move, but please ensure that that remaining hand and foot stays in that same position. Beautiful job for 10. Five, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1. Excellent. Melt the legs back down. Beautiful job. All right, we're almost there, guys. You're doing really, really well here. Next step is actually coming up into a sitting position. So I'm just going to roll over onto the side here, and we're going to come up into a seated posture. Now from here, we're going to be coming into our C-curve position. So essentially what we're going to do is roll back on the sit bones. So you're no longer weight bearing through the bony aspect of the pelvis. We're tucking that under. From here, you'll feel that belly button draw in towards the spine. So you can imagine that beautiful C-shaped curve happening through my back here. Still staying really nice and open through the front of the chest, so we're not rounding and collapsing down. We're staying nice and upright through that body and just melting through the deep abdominals here. I'm going to bring the hands directly excuse me, in front of the knees here. And we're going to just rock back so the fingertips are in line with the knees and pulsing forward. So really small movement here, guys. Five more. Last one, roll it all the way down. And nice big good morning stretch. So take the arms overhead and extend the legs out long. Big stretch, reaching as far as you can from the fingertips to the toes. Little wriggle of those feet and hands. Some circles if you feel like it. Whew, we are almost there. So we're coming back up, please. Again, roll onto your side if you need to come back up into sitting. All right, from here, again, tucking that tailbone under, coming down into that nice C shape. We're taking the hands up. Now from here, we're going to lift the leg and tap the fingertips behind. So keeping the knee bent at the degree that it is at the moment, not just flexing at the knee. For 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Well done, guys. We're just going to finish up with some cat cows and then you're all finished. So coming onto all fours, wrists directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips here. You're going to drop the belly towards the mat, lifting the head up high and tucking that tailbone under, rounding through that upper back, drawing the chin in towards the chest. Well done. Thank you so much to anyone who participated this morning. That was our little 20-minute course series with me, Olivia, here at Pink Physio, and we hope to see you again soon.